This is the GigaParts Explorer 20-foot carbon fiber mast, and we're going to talk about it today on KF5 IRA Ham Radio. This is the 20-foot Explorer mast from GigaParts, and this thing is freaking awesome. This thing is super portable, super small, collapses down to a very, very small footprint. I can't remember exactly how long this is. This is probably 14 inches or so. This thing is perfect for doing things like hiking, parks on the air, all that kind of stuff. It just has such a small footprint. And then one of the other cool things about this mast is that when you open up the top on it, it has this little hole in the bottom of it that you can use to just kind of pull the top out with it, so you don't have to really dig around in there, or you don't have to turn it upside down and try to dig the top of the mast out. Super awesome little feature with the top. And then also you just have this nice little plastic eyelet, and each element is made from carbon fiber. And it being made from carbon fiber, it should be a little bit more durable than something like a fiberglass. Super lightweight for its size, and this thing it's 20 feet of carbon fiber. Each element just slides out perfectly, locks into place, extends out, and that's just 20 feet of mast right there. And this thing is super sturdy. It does not feel like it's gonna break. If I step back a little bit, just holding this thing up, you can see that top element does not have a lot of flex in it, does not have a lot of play. So that top element does not have a lot of play in it at all. Super, super rigid. So this mast being made from carbon fiber instead of fiberglass means that over time, you don't have to worry about it starting to get warped or anything like that, like you would with fiberglass, you know, like heat and humidity that we have here in Texas. So this thing, like I said, is really, really durable. And not to mention the walls of this mast as well. They're made from carbon fiber as well. And it's not very big. I haven't put a gauge up to that, but the walls aren't super thick, but even just kind of leaning this thing over, even with a heavier antenna, this thing does not feel like it's going to break at all. So this thing is roughly the same size as the SOTA beams, while being a little bit lighter and a little bit more sturdy. Again, these top elements are much thicker. The top elements on the SOTA beams with heavier antennas, you can't even use those. You know, they lean over so much. These are very, very durable. They do not have a lot of play in them at all. So I've now got the mast set up in the trees with my Coffee and Ham Radio's Apollo in-fed half wave, and really the mast does not lean over that much. I kind of had to angle it down just because I didn't have enough wire with the in-fed half wave between both the mast and the tree. So let me go show you guys a little bit of the setup. So I've got the matching unit of the Apollo in-fed half wave just tied to this tree here. I probably could have used a little bit more paracord to make it further out so I didn't have to lean the mast. So walking over here, you can see here is the mast over here. I've kind of got it just leaning up against this tree branch over here. And you can see I just have it kind of leaned up into that tree branch. And like I said, with my TN07 mast, the TN07 has a lot more flex than this in the tree, I guess just because that's a heavier mast than this is. But you can see up there, does not have a lot of flex at all, but it does have a little bit of flex when I take it off the tree branch. You can kind of see it leans down a little bit, but I think that's more just because I'm putting strain between the tree and the mast just to pull it tight. But as you can see, that's not a ton of flex. I'm really pulling on it to get it to flex that hard. Something like the SOTA beams mast, this thing would be almost on the ground with the amount of tension that I put on this mast. But you can see there is a little bit of flex in this mast, which is a good thing. You don't want it to be too rigid where the elements of the mast just start breaking. And I gotta say, I really, really like how portable this mast is. Has such a small footprint when it's collapsed down. You can see it's not very big when it's actually extended up either. I think I'm gonna be using this mast a lot when I do things like hiking, or it's probably just gonna end up being my main portable ham radio mast from this point forward. So one other thing that I thought was really, really cool about this particular mast was how small the size of it is. And it just fits really, really well into the little loops of the PALS webbing on the side of this bag. You can see I'm putting a little bit of pressure on it. It doesn't really move a whole lot. So I think this would actually be pretty secure in terms of when I'm walking around with it. I don't think it's gonna fall out or anything like that. So I just thought I would mention that as well. This particular backpack, this mast fits really, really well into the PALS webbing. So I know that this review was not super thorough for this mast. There's been a lot of other thorough reviews for this mast, but I've used this thing a few times now, just going out and doing some POTA activations with it, and I love this antenna mast. This thing is freaking awesome. It's super portable. I just love that it fits really well with my entire ham shack in a bag here. And just to be able to have my mast onto the side of the bag, that means that my hands are free to be able to do things like record while I'm hiking, or just to do whatever I need to do to, you know, maneuver around in the brush, you know, move brush out of my way. Like I said, I like the portability. I like how rugged it is. It does not feel like it's going to break. It doesn't feel cheaply made or anything like that at all. It's just really, really well made. And then, like I said, the little cap here that pulls the top element out, and also it doesn't, you know, go down, doesn't drop below all the other elements. This one's a little bit longer than all the other elements. It's got this nice little wood grain finish to the cap. All those little details just make this mast so much better, so much nicer. They really did put a lot of work into this. Shout out to Mike KMRD for helping GigaParts design this mast. I know he told me at Dayton as well that he had a big hand in the design of this mast, and this is kind of his mast, so great job to him for just kind of telling them what us POTA guys are always looking for. And also a big thanks to Jason from GigaParts for allowing me to be one of the lucky one of 25 other people at Dayton. There were only 25 of these masts at Dayton, and I was able to purchase one. So big thanks to Jason from GigaParts for letting me pick one of these up at Dayton. Now, GigaParts did tell me at Dayton that they do plan to release a 30-foot mast within the next few weeks or the next few months or so. So they should be taking pre-orders on that at some point in the near future. I'm excited for that mast. I really am looking forward to it. It's gonna be awesome. And hopefully you guys go pick one up, head on over to gigaparts.com. You'll be able to find these masts there exclusively. If you're interested in supporting the channel, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Those two things just help out support the channel and help this video reach more people. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. 73.